Hello, welcome to the Miami Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga meditation session. And I'd like to welcome you to Vijay. He's here, and we are having a good afternoon. I hope you guys are also having a good afternoon. I would like to appeal to all the protesters who are protesting across the country to protest, but with peace. Peace should be filled in your mind and in your soul. There should not be violence because there is no solution in violence. And today, we would like to talk on a topic which is relevant to all of us. And our topic today is love and forgiveness. So, love and forgiveness is a very important a tool which we can develop to find solution. And a lot of time we talk a lot and we don't seek to find solution. So love and forgiveness, they go hand in hand, and it's solution driven. A lot of time we talk and we don't forgive. We love and don't forgive. And so let's go deeply into this subject, Vijay. Um, let's start. What's your thoughts?
Yes, so before we get to love being a tool, I think love is really an experience because I remember my young days of puppy love, and there was nothing about it being a tool, it's just an experience. You are in love or you love. So I see love first as an experience. Although over the years my sense or definition of love have changed, especially with the practice of the meditation that I have done and continue to do. And so I see love now more as an inner state of fullness where you are full, where you are complete in yourself. And after you are complete or being complete, you appreciate others. So it's a completeness in the self, a wholeness in the self, wholesomeness in the self that allows me to appreciate others and share with others. So love is the sharing of my completeness, the sharing of my qualities, the sharing of my concern, the sharing of my energy, if you will. That is love. And what is forgiveness? Sometimes I think of forgiveness as detaching, letting go. Letting go of the hurts that I have experienced in the past, letting go of the sorrows that I have taken. And I like to think of it more as a self exercise. It's not so much about forgiving the other person, but it's more about me letting go the things that I have accepted or held on to that created my sorrow. So if, for example, somebody said insulting words, instead of thinking about the person, I want to think about why did I feel insulted and what do I need to feel in myself so that I don't feel I need something from another person. Because love is about giving, it's not about taking. So I think so forgiveness is about that type of detachment. I'm working on letting go of things that I depend on so that I do not feel need and I let go of these hurts, these hooks that keep pulling me again and again. Of course, we can come to another side and think of the other person, what he has done and what she has done. But I think that that sense comes later on. And yes, if we are thinking of forgiveness for the other person, we really do want to help them to also let go of any type of sorrowful connection we have with each other. So love is about fullness, and
Yeah.
forgiveness is about letting go.
Okay. So you said love is sharing your energy. Is it also sharing your ability? Like sometimes a lot of people, help other people, and we call it an act of love.
Mm-hmm.
People who are in desperate needs, and I'm sure a lot of acts of love are happening throughout the world right now because of this virus situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that it's easier to love, but harder to forgive,
Mm-hmm.
because you said letting go. Forgive means to let go, because a lot of time, if somebody insults me, how should I feel? I mean, somebody insults me, somebody gossip about me. Should I feel good about that? How should I feel? There's no love there, certainly.
Well, I mean, so love, we say it's about giving, but I want to change that. Let me say love is about feel. It's a relationship. It's not a give and take. It's more a
Okay,
relationship.
I'll take that change.
So even if we see someone in need, it is not I feel that I have to give and that person have to accept. It's relationship. It's the human to human feeling, because both parties gain when an exchange takes place. The person who gives feels the benefit of being allowed to give, and the person who takes provide something also. If there's no one to take, we will not feel as fulfilled as human beings. And so, if we don't bring it into a contract of giving and taking, it is a relationship where we are not measuring, we are relating. It's like in a family where there's relationship, we cooperate. Let me say, let us call it, we cooperate, we
Mhm.
relate, we fulfill, we support each other from time to time. We support each other because it's both sides, it's not that I am always giving. Sometimes people support me and sometimes I support them. And so let me call that the relationship of love. Now, as far as forgiveness is concerned, if somebody does insult you, then the first question I ask, why did you feel insulted? So that means
Well,
we,
they insulted me. Come on.
but I mean, they insult, they said something. Sometimes they don't intend to insult and we do take it. Sometimes they do tend to insult, but even then we don't have to take it. We don't have to accept it. But it does indicate that I have something lacking in me that I need to fulfill. And that is where I feel self care, a part of which is meditation. Meditation, looking after the self, taking life slower, taking time to smell the roses. These things are all about looking after the self and slowing down so that we heal and we don't expend our energy so completely that we become emptier, and therefore it is easier for us to feel insulted. Now, as far as the person who is giving the insult is concerned, that person is also in need. The fact that they want to do something to hurt someone, it means that there is a cry. There is something lacking in them, and they are crying for attention. They are crying for help. Nobody really tries to hurt somebody intentionally. If we do it, it's a sense that I, who am trying to hurt, is really crying for attention. Think of a school of kids, young kids, very young. And when the kids need attention, if they don't know how to get it, they cry. It's like the final stage, the last desperate act. Violence is also a desperate act of cry for attention. I need help. I need care. I feel empty. I need support. Now, as adults, sometimes we might try to cover up that by putting on a nice face. So we could create a smooth exterior. And when that smooth exterior is cracked, because it is so thin, when it is cracked, then my inner needs spill out. And that might sometimes come in the form of violence. It's an act of desperation.
Yeah, to follow up on this, on forgiveness, it's sometimes very difficult to forgive. It depends on the level of hurt people give you.
Yes.
Some people give you small hurt, some give you large hurt.
Yeah.
But or a situation which was created unintentionally. and a lot of time unintentional consequences. And how do I forgive someone who has really done something intentionally? And as I said, I find forgiveness is harder to do. It's harder, as you said, letting go. Forgiveness is an act of letting go. But then we say, should I forgive and forget, or should I forgive but still remember? Because we don't know if the person might do it again or do a situation again. Uh, what do you
So,
think?
well, we call it love and forgiveness. Love and forgiveness. So the idea is to love first. So that means fill myself first. Before I can give, I need to refill myself. I need to reach a state of mind where I no longer need. And that requires self care. We must, I think it is very underrated in today's world, self care. We must look after ourselves. We must give time. Now, time is a great healer. Give
Mm-hmm.
time. Take time to do things. Take time off. Be quiet. Be silent. Be uninvolved. Detach from the world. Detach from the things and the movement of things happening around you. And allow time to heal. If you look at any animal, you will see every now and again they slow down, they're quiet, and they sit quietly, or they walk very slowly, and they disconnect and they detach and they take time to heal, to reorganize yourself. Now your mind reorganizes itself by itself, providing that it gets the space, which means not a lot of input. Just settle down
Mm-hmm.
and allow time. And we could take that a little deeper and talk about reflection, and we could talk about appreciation of our own values and our inner qualities. I'm sure you know this, but let me just remind you that each one of us is complete in ourselves. We are a complete creation. We have everything we need. And so it's just a matter to allow our own richness to come back up to the surface. It has been depleted by the act of living and some time, some care, so that it comes back up to the surface. Now, once I feel okay, then I could think now of letting go the hurts. And those hurts that keep reoccurring, that keep pulling us, we can change that memory. As you raise the question, do I forgive and forget? We don't necessarily have to forget, but at a minimum, we can change the memory. Now,
Mm-hmm.
memory is not a photographic record of accounts.
Yeah, we talked about memory last week.
It is not a
Yes.
photographic record
Okay.
of accounts. Memory
Okay.
is my personal experience of what happened. It's a personal thing. My memory is my personal view on what happened.
Oh, because somebody else might have a
A different
different.
view.
Uh,
Right. Now, the
okay.
benefit of that, the lovely thing about that is since it is my personal view, I can change my view. And therefore, if you remember that in this encounter, this person insulted you, you can begin to change that memory and start to think, well, he must have been having a hard time that day. He must have been, suffering something or the other. He must have remembered this or that. And we can change the way we recall the memory. And if you change the way you recall the memory and you leave out, you ignore, you leave out the hurt or the things that cause sorrow, then that memory will not pull you into the cycle of sorrow anymore. Every time you remember, change it. The second thing about memory is that memory is much like the muscle of the human body. That is to say, the more we use the memory, the more they are strong. And if we do not use the memory, they slowly die. So bad memories can simply be ignored. Simply be ignored. And over time, they will have less and less influence over us.
Because so you're saying, you see, I was stuck with saying that forgiveness is harder than to love. But what you're saying that they go together, they go hand in hand. You have to love first before you can forgive. And you're saying you went into self care, which is saying that you look into yourself first. First, you love yourself, not in an egoistic way, but in a silent, deep, introspective way, understanding how to love yourself. And you're saying that when we love ourselves, we can easily forgive. Is that what I'm?
Yes, yes, definitely. So although you said love and forgiveness go hand in hand, let me suggest you lose the
Hand in
hand,
hand.
lose the hand, and leave a little space between the hand.
Okay.
Love first, love first, and allow the space. Don't rush into forgiveness. We need some time to heal before we attempt to forgive.
Aha.
So hand in hand, but allow a little gap between those
Mm-hmm.
hands, if you don't mind.
Right. So you're saying that there must be a process
A
of
process,
healing.
yes.
Okay. I see. So love, healing, and forgiveness.
Yes, let us call it that. So it's
Okay.
three steps.
So yeah, that's 3 steps to love and forgiveness.
Mm-hmm,
I've seen that how many people are stuck in the past. I know this guy. Something happened, 40 years ago. Somebody insulted him, said bad things about him, and every time, every now and again, a couple of years, he will be talking about that. You remember the time when this and this has happened, and so he's reliving that, and he hasn't let go. And in the process of understanding the self, in the process of self-love, in the process of healing, we are learning to let go, because letting go is so important. Because when we let go, what happens? We allow. We let go of old things and ugly things, and we let in. We have an opportunity to let in positive, pleasant things to stay longer, as you said, in our memory. And so it's that time in our talk where we would like to do some internalizing, inner introspection, and let's see how we can develop these tools of love and forgiveness so that we can find joy in our journey. So, Vijay, would you lead us into some internalizing?
yes. So may I ask, as we always do, that you take a moment to actually sit down, a deep breath or two, let the shoulders drop, let the mind relax, feel comfortable with doing nothing. Let a sense of stillness come over me. A moment of quiet and silence. I feel my energy come to the center of the forehead, and I let my feelings relax. I am a being, soul. I, the soul, am complete in myself. I am full of virtues and strengths, and I allow time for them to come to the surface. I recall positive memories. I recall positive experiences of those who have wronged me. I recall past happy interactions with those who may have insulted me, and I remind myself of their good qualities. I separate the action from the person. I return my thoughts to myself, and I feel my own richness. I can take my mind to my childhood days and remember the happiness that is part of me. I could think of God or the universal being, and remember the blessings that I have experienced. I feel peace for myself and a peaceful feeling towards the world. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you for that lovely journey of internalizing. Please join us on YouTube also. All these recording is available on YouTube, and please like us and subscribe to us. And every evening around 6:30, there's another teacher with some inspirational messages. You can find all of these messages on the YouTube channel and also on our Brahma Kumari's Facebook page,
Miami.
Miami Brahma Kumari Facebook page. And have a great evening. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.